Hi, welcome to our video lesson in Mathematics 7 for today. I am Teacher L. I am here to help facilitate your learning while you are in your home. Today, we will discover another interesting topic about transversal lines. I promise that this will be fun and full of adventure. Are you ready to fly with me? Yup, learn and fly with me. Sounds great, right? Are you excited? Now, please get your boarding pass here together with your luggage. Let's go and fly! Let's go, kid! Hurry! Go, go, go! Let's fly!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board Flight PR 498 with service from your home to Mlong International Airport. Our aircraft is under the command of Captain Dadzelen Torio and Captain Femi Solana. Our flying time will be approximately less than 1 hour. While we are here to ensure that you do have a learning fun trip with us today, we must read our aircraft instruction carefully. Learner, I'd like to direct your attention to the television monitor. We will be showing our video lesson instructions and would like in the next few minutes of your complete attention. Thank you.
First, let us read our video lesson objectives. At the end of the session, you shall be able to define opposite interior angles, measures opposite interior angles, and proves conclusion on the relationship of the opposite interior angles. Second, see to it that you have with you your math notebook, a pen, a crayon or color pen, and a protractor. Third, be attentive and participative as much as you can. Fourth, you can just pause this in a few seconds. Have first your personal necessities. Have with you your water, or you can go first to your comfort room. And finally, wash your hands all the time. Stay at home, rather at this aircraft, be safe, and be COVID-19 free.
At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position and that your seatbelt is correctly fastened. Also, your portable electronic devices must be set to airplane mode until an announcement is made upon arrival. Thank you. Cabin crew, learner, take your seats for takeoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign and you may now move around the cabin. However, we always recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated. Thank you.
Hey kid, look out to your left. We are now passing through Kidapawan City. This is the aerial view of Kidapawan. Now, look at the streets. They look like parallel lines, right? And some of them were cut by one or more lines. We can apply here your previous knowledge on parallel lines cut by a transversal line to locate and measure alternate exterior angles. Yes, it is. We already know that alternate exterior angles are pair of angles on the outer side of each of those two lines but on opposite sides of the transversal. Our first pair, alternate exterior angle, is colored in orange. And the second one is in blue. We already know that when the two lines being crossed are parallel lines, the alternate exterior angles are equal. So the yellow streets are two parallel lines cut by a red transversal line. So the pair of angles in colored are equal in measure. Therefore, they are all congruent. To help you remember, the angle pairs are on alternate sides of the transversal and they are on the exterior of the two crossed lines and they are all congruent.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. We are now crossing a zone of turbulence. Please return your seats and keep your seatbelts fastened. Thank you.
Oh, the weather is gloomy, kid. But look on that sign. A lot of streets that are parallel with each other and at the same time cut by two or more lines. Yes, it is possible that parallel lines can be cut by two transversal lines, just like the streets here in Kidapawan City. Today, you will be learning of this. These lines formed named opposite interior angles. When we say opposite interior angles, are pair of angles on the inner side of each of those two parallel lines and transversal lines. Remember always, if transversal lines are parallel, pairs of opposite interior angles are congruent. Otherwise, when two transversal lines are not parallel lines, pairs of opposite interior angles are not congruent. So in this case, transversal lines colored in red are parallel to each other. So the pairs of opposite angles formed are all in equal measure and are congruent. In short, this pair of angles colored in green are equal in measure and congruent. And same with this pair of opposite interior angle colored in pink. That's it.
In a few moments, the flight attendants will be passing around the cabin to offer you hot or cold drinks as well as snack. Otherwise, you can eat your prepared snacks and bottled water at your side. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Now, let us play game inside this aircraft. Let us enhance your skills in locating opposite interior angles by putting some colors. Bring out your crayons or color pen now. Listen, only red and green this time, our favorite colors. So there are two parallel lines colored in blue, or lines A and B, cut by two transversal lines C and D, which are parallel each other too. Now let us color the first pair of opposite interior angles by color red. Can you point where is it? Yes, you are correct. How about the second pair of opposite interior angles, which we will color it with green? Yes, you are right. Very good. As you can observe, the transversal lines C and D are parallel with each other. Then, the two pairs of opposite interior angles here are in equal measurement. Therefore, they are congruent. Now, let's try another one. Here in figure 2, there are two parallel lines colored in blue, or lines O and P, cut by two transversal lines Q and R, which are parallel with each other too. Now, let us color the first pair of opposite interior angles by color red. Can you point where is it? Yes, you are correct. How about the second pair, which we will color it with green? Yes, you are right. Impressive. As you can observe, the transversal lines Q and R are parallel with each other. So, the two pairs of opposite interior angles here are in equal measurement. Therefore, they are congruent. You want more? Sure, here. Look figure 3. There are two parallel lines colored in blue, or lines M and N, cut by two transversal lines O and P, which are parallel with each other too. Now let us color the first pair of opposite interior angles by color red. Can you point where is it? Yes, you are right. How about the second pair of opposite interior angles, which we will color it with green? Yes, that's it, exactly. As you can observe, the transversal lines O and P are parallel with each other. So the two pairs of opposite interior angles here are in equal measurement. Therefore, they are congruent. Let us try last one. Look closely figure 4. There are two parallel lines colored in blue, or lines F and G, cut by two transversal lines K and L. Do you think transversal lines K and L are parallel with each other? Come again? Transversal lines K and L are not parallel with each other. Now, let us color the first pair of opposite interior angles by color red. Can you point where is it? Yes, you are right. How about the second pair of opposite interior angles, which we will color it with green? Yes, that's it, exactly. Can you observe now? Do you think measures of a pair of opposite interior angles are equal or congruent? The measures of opposite interior angles here are not equal and not congruent. Why is it so? Because the transversal lines K and L are not parallel with each other. So, in general, when two transversal lines are not parallel with each other, measures of the pair of opposite interior angles are not equal. Therefore, they are not congruent. Yes, that's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Again, we are now crossing a zone of turbulence. Please return your seats and keep your seatbelts fastened. Thank you.
Hey kid, listen. We will add up your knowledge on opposite interior angles by participating on a more hands-on case. By focusing these sets of examples, it will help you complete the required sets of skills for today. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. First, I need you to bring out your math notebook, your pen, and your protractor. Let us start here. When two parallel lines cut by two transversal lines can form 16 angles, as shown in figure 1. This activity will lead you to draw, measure, and prove relationships of opposite interior angles. We can use your protractor for an accurate measurement. Please note that angles measurement will vary depending on the positioning of parallel lines and transversal lines. However, it does not matter as long as you followed the positions as figures shown. The most important here is you will know how to measure accurately using your protractor and critically notice the relationships formed using the magic spill. Now, let us draw figure 1, and we will label our parallel lines, transversal lines, and angles from 1 to 16 in order. The given here is line A is parallel with line B. Transversal C and D cut lines A and B. Then you need to prove that the measure of angle 7 is congruent with the measure of angle 10. Using inductive reasoning, we can use this magic spill as your guide in proving. Let us say, statement number 1, transversal C is parallel with D, right? Also, you can write for statement number 2 that 7, 10, and 4, 13 are opposite interior angles. Okay? Now, you can write also for your statement number 3 that the measures of opposite interior angles are equal since transversal C and D are parallel with each other. So using your protractor, you can say that the measure of angle 7 is 90 degrees. Also, with the measure of angle 10 is also 90 degrees. And also for angle number 4 is 90 degrees. Also same with angle 13, which is 90 degrees. Now, here in statement number 4, you can say also that the sum of angle measurements along the sides of the transversal are supplementary. You already know this one in your previous lesson, that the angles along the side of your transversal are supplementary. That is, the measure of angle 4 and the measure of angle 7 are supplementary. That is 90 degrees plus 90 degrees are supplementary. So in this case, angle number 4 and angle number 10 are supplementary because angle number 4 measures 90 degrees plus the measure of angle 10 is also 90 degrees, which has a sum of 180 degrees. So that's it. Now, for your statement number 5 as your conclusion that, therefore, the measure of angle 7 and the measure of angle 10 are congruent. Yes, that's right. Okay, now, let's try another one. Let's go. Let us draw figure 2. We will label our parallel lines, transversal lines, and angles from 1 to 16 in order. The given here is line O is parallel with line P. Transversals Q and R cut lines O and P. Then you need to prove that measure of angle 7 and measure of angle 10 are congruent. So using inductive reasoning, we can use this magic skill as your guide in proving. So you can write your statement number 1 that transversals Q is parallel with R. For your statement number 2, that angle 7, angle 10, and angle 4 and angle 13 are in opposite interior angles. Also, you can write for your statement number 3 that the measures of opposite interior angles are equal. We can prove it by using your protractor. Let us use your protractor here. That the measure of angle number 7 is 90 degrees. Also, the measure of angle 10 here, since they are opposite interior angles, so this is also 90 degrees. And for angle 4, that is also 90 degrees. So since they are, angle 4 and angle 13 are opposite interior angles, so this angle 13 is also 90 degrees. Okay? And for your statement number 4, the sum of angle measurements along the sides of your transversal are supplementary. So in this figure, angle 4 and angle 10 are sides of your transversal, which angle 4 measures 90 degrees, plus angle 10 measures 90 degrees, total of 180 degrees or supplementary angle. Also same here on the other side that your angle 7 measures 90 degrees, plus your angle 13 measures 90 degrees, which has a total of 180 degrees, which is also a supplementary angle, and which is correct, right? Now, you can write for your conclusion that, therefore, measure of angle 7 and measure of angle 10 are really congruent. Right? Now, you want more? I'll give you more example. Here, let us draw figure 3, and we will label our parallel lines, transversal lines, and angles from 1 to 16 in order. The given here is line M is parallel with line N. Transversals O and P cut lines M and N. Then you need to prove that the measure of angle 4 and angle 13 are congruent. Now, using inductive reasoning, we can use again your magic skill in proving. So you can write for your statement number 1 that transversals O is parallel with P. For your statement number 2, you can say that angles 13 and 4 and angles 6 and 11 are opposite interior angles. You can write for your statement number 3 that the measures of opposite interior angles are equal because, again, your transversals O is parallel with transversal P. Then you can use your protractor to prove that it is really unequal in measure. So let us measure angle. Let us measure angle 6. The measure of your angle 6 is 70 degrees. So since the angle 6 and angle 11 are opposite interior angles, so the measures of angle 6 and angle 11 are equal. So the measure of angle 11 here is also 70 degrees. Now, for angle 13. So 13 measures 110 degrees. So since angle 13 and angle 4 are interior angles, angle 4 here is also 110. Okay, so that's it. So remember always that your angle measurement here will vary depending on your drawing. Okay, depending on your drawing. So it does not matter at all, provided that statement number 4 will be satisfied, that the sum of angle measurements along the sides of your transversal are supplementary. So say for example here in our drawing that angle 6 is 70 degrees plus angle 4 is 110 degrees. So 110 plus 70 degrees has a sum of 180 degrees, which is a supplementary angle. So maybe in your drawing, you can have here 105 degrees and here is 75 degrees. Also, you can have here, as your drawing shown, you can have 100 degrees here and also here 80 degrees. So it does not matter at all, provided that the sum of the angle measurement along the side of your transversal must be 180 degrees or a supplementary angle. Same with here on this side. Your angle 11 and angle 13 should be 180 degrees or supplementary angle. Okay, now you can have your conclusion. You can write for your conclusion that therefore, the measure of angle 4 and angle 13 are congruent. Hey, very good. You got it right. Now, let us try our last example. Let us draw figure 4. And we will label our parallel lines, transversal lines, and angles from 1 to 16 in order. Given here is line F is parallel with line G. Transversals K and L cut lines F and G. Then you need to prove that angle 4 is not congruent with angle 13. Remember, again, you need to prove that angle 4 and angle 13 are not congruent. So using inductive reasoning, we can use or apply your magic skill as your guide in proving. So you can write for your statement number 1 that transversal K is not parallel with transversal L. You can also write for statement number 2 that angle 4, angle 13, angle 11, and angle 6 are opposite interior angles but with different angle measurements. Now, let us use your protractor to prove this claim. So let us start here. For 6, the protractor reveals that angle 6 measures 40 degrees. Angle 13 measures 70 degrees. Angle 4 measures 140 degrees. And angle 11 measures 110 degrees. So see, the measures of all angles here, though they are opposite interior angle, but measures differently. Why? Because your claim statement number 1 states that transversal K is not parallel with transversal L. So that would be the case when your transversals are not parallel. So you can claim for your statement number 3, you can write that the sum of angle measurements along the sides of the transversal are supplementary. So here, angle 6 is 40 degrees plus angle 4 is 140 degrees. So 140 plus 40, that is 180 degrees, and that makes it supplementary. Same with on this side. Okay? It might be that our word measurements will also differ because of our drawing. However, it does not matter at all, provided that your statement number 4 should be satisfied, that the angle measurements along the side of your transversal must always be 180 degrees. Okay? As you also learned from that in your previous lesson. So you can write for your conclusion, therefore, measure of angle 6, which is 40 degrees, and measures of angle 11, which is 110 degrees, are not really congruent or equal to each other. Yay, yay, very good. Okay, that's it. Very good, kid. Wow, amazing. You have finished our examples. Now, let us try if you can do it with your own. You can do it actually, kid. I am here to help guide you. Now, let's go. You can prove it in your way, kid. Kindly follow the directions. You draw two parallel lines and name it line S and T respectively. See to it that line S and T are cut by two transversals R and Y. Draw the figure as shown below. Now, your tasks are the following. Name the two parallel lines. Name the transversal lines. Name the opposite interior angles. Also, what are the measures of measure angle 10 and angle 7 and measure of angle 13 and 4? And also in this figure, what can you observe? The relationship on its angle measurement of its opposite interior angles. I will give you 1 minute to win it. Okay? Now, your 1 minute starts now.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Your 1 minute to win it. Now let us check. Did you get the correct answers? Let us check if we have the same answers. Here is our answer key. It is clear that our parallel lines here are line S and line T. Also, it is clear that our transversals are R and Y. In this figure, our opposite interior angles are angle 4, angle 13, and angle 7 and angle 10. You spotted it correctly, kid. So for number 4, angle measurement will vary depending on the position of its parallel lines and transversal lines on your drawing. For my drawing or figure, the protractor reveals that the measure of angle 4 is 75 degrees. The measure of angle 13 is 120 degrees, while angle 7 measures 60 degrees, and angle 10 measures 105 degrees. Always note that the sum of angle measurements along the sides of the transversal are supplementary. Let us check angle 4, angle 10, and angle 7 to angle 13 are sides of the transversal. The sum of its measures must be supplementary or 180 degrees. In this case, angle 4 is 75 degrees plus angle 10 is 105 degrees, which has a sum of 180 degrees. Also, angle 7 measures 60 degrees plus angle 13, 120 degrees. That has a sum of 180 degrees. So basically, this is correct. And finally, it has been observed that the measures of opposite interior angles in this figure are not equal, since transversal lines are not parallel with each other. Therefore, opposite interior angles on this figure are not congruent. Wow, congratulations! You got it right! Come on, let us do one more activity.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened and all carry-on luggage is stowed underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. Thank you.
Hey kid, we are almost in our destination. Now let us try another activity. You can try to investigate it in your own. Please draw two parallel lines and name it line E and line L, respectively. See to it that line E and line L are cut by two transversal lines, R and Y. Draw the figure as shown below. Your task is to prove that measure of angle 7 is congruent with measure of angle 10. This time, follow the magic spiel you learned, the 5 statements. You can do it, kid. I will give you 3 minutes to win it. Are you ready? Yes, 3 minutes to win it. Your 3 minutes time starts now.
3 minutes, here we go.
Okay, your time ends now. Now, did you get the correct answers? Let us check if we have the same answers. Okay, that's right. Okay, so our magic spiel here is we can say that transversal R is parallel with transversal Y. Correct, that's it. And for statement number 2, we can say that angle 7, angle 10, and angle 4, angle 13 are opposite interior angles. We can say in our statement number 3 that measures of opposite interior angles are equal. We can use your protractor here. That is, in my drawing, the measure of angle 7 and angle 10 is 65 degrees. And the measure of angle 4 and the measure of angle 13 is 115 degrees. That's it. That's right. Okay, now for our statement number 4, we can say that the sum of angle measurements along the sides of the transversal are supplementary. So in this case, 115 plus 65 is 180 degrees for both sides. And that makes it a supplementary angle. So therefore, in your conclusion, that the measure of angle 7 and the measure of angle 10 is really congruent. Yes, you got it right. Wow, congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been cleared to land at the Mlong International Airport. Please make sure one last time your seatbelt is securely fastened. The flight attendants are currently passing around the cabin to make a final compliance check and pick up any remaining cups and glasses. Thank you.
We are about to land, kid. Always remember that opposite interior angles are a pair of angles on the inner side of each of those two parallel lines and transversal lines. If transversal lines are parallel, pairs of opposite interior angles are congruent. Otherwise, when two transversal lines are not parallel lines, pairs of opposite interior angles are not congruent. Finally, you can answer our evaluation today before we land to the airport. If you got it perfectly, then a free city tour will be given to you. Go, kid! You can do it! Good luck! I will give you your 3 minutes to win it. Here, just follow the 5 statements in our magic skill. Again, your time.
3 minutes, here we go.
Your time ends now. Are you done? Now, let us check your answers. If you perfectly got the correct answers, and as I promised, if you got it correctly, then you will be having your free city tour. Okay, this is our answer key. Okay, using our magic spell, you can write it in your statement number 1 that transversal C is parallel with D. You can also write in your statement number 2 that angles 4, 13, and angle 11, 6 are opposite interior angles. You can also write for your statement number 3 that the measures of opposite interior angles are equal. Using your protractor, you can see that the measure of angle 4 and angle 13 is 90 degrees. And the measure of angle 11 and the measure of angle 6 is also 90 degrees. We can write also for your statement number 4 that the sum of angle measurements along the sides of the transversal are supplementary. So in this figure, angle 4 plus angle 6, because that is the left side of the transversal, 90 degrees plus 90 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. And that's a supplementary angle. And on the right side of the transversal, angle 11 plus angle 13, or 90 degrees plus 90 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. And that's make it a supplementary angle. And finally, for your statement number 5, you can conclude that, therefore, measure of angle 6 is congruent with the measure of angle 11. Wow, perfectly done. Wow, amazing. Very impressive. Now, thanks God, we have a safest trip today. I am so happy, kid. I met and treat you today. Here is your free city tour ticket because you've perfectly done your evaluation. I hope you learned something and have fun our activities today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mlong International Airport. Local time is 10:05 in the morning and the temperature is 28 degrees Celsius. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until us captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe for you to move about. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. On behalf of Philippine Airlines and Teacher L, this is Captain Dodds Elantorio together with Captain Fanny Solana. We would like to thank you for joining us on this video lesson trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day and stay COVID-19 free. Thank you.
Goodbye, kid. See you again.